Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to another fabulous week of Siege of the Empire, where I, your host, Jordan, aka Mankey Games, aka Mankey on the Internet, is going to take you on a grand journey through the world of Warhammer Fantasy in the eyes of D&D with the help of my lovely players. Welcome, glad you all could be here. It is, I believe, episode 39 of Siege of the Empire. We've played 39 times in this Act 2. It's been a long journey, and I think that we are finally closing in on the end. A very exciting week last week, kind of punctuated by some very big character revealing and interesting things that have occurred. So I'm really excited to get into this week. Very excited to get into this week. Let me just bump everybody over to here. Oh, it's a disaster. There we go. We can see rolls now. You'll notice on the side of the screen, right over here, you'll notice we have a couple people missing. Aelin is going to be about an hour late, and Liam is not going to be here. So his role will be played by yours truly until next week. But Aelin is just running about an hour late. So, fantastic. It appears the stream has died. This is great. This is great news. Not sure why or how that is possible. Interesting. We're just going to click the stop button real quick, and then we're just going to click the start button again, and we're going to see what happens. Luckily, we're locally recording, so YouTube, hello, welcome. Glad you all could be here. You guys don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. And let's go ahead and crank on Discord and see what everybody has been up to.
Yeah, man. Should have gotten the higher A.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are we all today?
Great.
Before you guys start freaking out, this stream only dropped because of Twitch. It was not because of my internet. And it was not because of OBS, because OBS showed me still live. So, Twitch is twitching out, it appears. But welcome, glad you all could be here. It's wonderful to hear from all of you again. You may be confused because there's only 4 of you here, and that is perfectly understandable. Liam, as he mentioned last week, is not going to make it this week. It's fine, he's given me some very clear direction as to what his character would want. And Megan is going to be about an hour late because I believe she is chaperoning a school dance. So.
Ooh, fancy.
She will be back with stories of that before our break, even. So.
It's okay. We'll take enough time in our turns to make sure that.
Yeah, so it's actually not that huge of a deal because I can just kind of leave their 2 stories since they're separate from the rest of you. I can just kind of leave those to be whatever I design them to be, and then you guys can continue your hard-fought battle that you've been going. But most importantly, because I always like to know, let's see how everybody's been doing for the past week. Dalton, lay it on us. My cat is apparently very talkative. I'm going to need to go get the spray bottle while you talk.
Alright. Well, I have been working on some things involving some nerdiness.
Nice.
This past week. It is something I've been meaning to do ever since I've started doing D&D.
Okay.
And
did I miss anything?
I was explaining how I've been working on something I've been meaning to do for ever since I started playing D&D. I think I've gotten finally what I've been striving for all this entire time. So, still in the works, but it's in a good momentum, so I'll see how long that lasts, and I'll keep you updated on it.
Does it have to do with you running a game?
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Well, that is exciting. It's always... I can remember very vividly, it was actually after this game even started, where I finally hit a point where I was like, this is it. I've got it now. I understand what's going on. So I wish you all the best of luck.
Yeah, it's more of I came up with the correct mechanics that I've wanted to implement for a long time. After years of trying to use certain mechanics that didn't really work well, playtesting and things of that sort, and I think I finally hit that sweet spot where I'm this works. Period. It just works, and it's great because it emulates the idea that I've been trying to go for years. So,
well,
I'm excited.
I am also excited to learn about it because I am a sucker for new things. And,
if you want, I
incorporating
can
them into RPGs.
talk about it a little bit more after.
Yeah, it's fine. We can. I'm totally down to have a talk.
Mm-hmm.
I am writing Stag this weekend, so basically just means I have all the time in the world to do whatever I want.
Woo! So, but yeah, that's pretty much what's been up with me. Been trying to find new anime shows. Looking into.
I have one for you.
The one I'm interested in watching is Monster Interview.
Do you like World War II with magic?
I mean,
I mean, that's World War II did have magic, right? Weren't all of the Nazis?
Exactly.
They were all occultists. No, I mean like they were actually cultists. If you look at any of the like historical documents,
no such thing.
Any like the historical documentaries and stuff, they legitimately were cultists and Satanists. Like a lot of them were involved in like these super dark like cults and stuff. Surprisingly, not Hitler though. He just gets the blame for all of it, right?
I mean,
that
is true.
He himself was not actually involved in any of the satanic, crazy, magic, warlock, demon summoning thing.
Right, straight arrow.
Well,
I
mean, to be fair, Hitler was a very straight arrow. It was perhaps pointed at an immoral target, but his arrow flew pretty damn straight.
Yeah, and
as far as a belief system is concerned,
some of the stuff that the Nazis did, those things, Hitler didn't come up with. It was his other people surrounding him. So, and some of the things he actually founded Poland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They come up with it. So
yeah,
he hated
was
how the STG-44
but he still gave the okay, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It still had to go through him because he was the leader, right? He's the face. He's Farron, and the cultists are basically
Arcadi. Just ended right there as the DM just called Farron Hitler.
Yeah. Seems correct.
Yep. So,
well, fantastic.
But anyways, that's been up with me. So, let's learn about the other peeps.
Jackson, tell us about your week, sir. Okay. That was wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Will, tell us about your week. See what's been going on in the great land of Britannia.
Yeah.
You triggered him so hard.
No. Well,
it's okay. You can just
yeah. Well, it's been good for me. Earlier today, I was hanging out with my friends. We had dinner and played some board games. So now
what board games? I'm a sucker for a good board game.
We had a short game of Monopoly. So
I do believe you are a liar, because I do believe that there is no such thing as a short game of Monopoly.
The first player loses and then throws the board.
Right. Yeah, totally. Yeah, when the first player goes bankrupt and then becomes the banker and says, "Oh, sorry, we hit a recession," and takes all of the money out and walks away and leaves.
Yep.
Sorry, the housing market crashed and just swipes all of the houses off the board.
I mean, it's okay, Jackson.
Just
exactly
Monopoly? Oh, I know what's going on. I think I muted Jackson. Hold on.
Wow.
Wait, it's not showing him as muted. Can anyone else hear him? Oh, I can hear him now. Okay, yeah, no. I totally muted him. I forgot I muted him when we were playing Ducks and he was drinking heavily and I couldn't stand him. It was basically either that or remove him from all of my life completely. Was the two options that I had in front of me, so I decided to go with option A.
Yeah, I get obnoxious when I've been drinking.
We could tell.
And playing Ducks.
I mean, so like.
Oh yeah, dude!
The
you
easiest way
me so fucking hard with Ducks.
The easiest way to sober up Jackson really fast is just to tell him he's sounding like Dalton. So.
Oh.
God, yeah, that was a slap in the face.
Yep.
No, but that's fucking
that's-
triggers me
That's,
so
that's
hard.
two birds with one stone right there. Anything else, Will, besides Monopoly? Did you play any other board games?
No, because...
Okay, good. Let me talk about
I
board
should-
games. So, let me tell you, I am a sucker for deck building board games. Do you know about these things that
yeah.
exist?
Oh, yeah.
My favorite one of all time that I've actually owned a couple of the expansions for is called Thunderstone. Do you guys know what this is? Are you aware of this?
Enlighten me.
This concept. So Thunderstone is a deck building game where there's a dungeon of randomly generated monsters, and then you get the village town. It's basically, imagine it like Diablo the board game, but more Diablo 1, where there's like Tristram, where you can like buy supplies, buy items, hire like henchmen to go out with you. And then you have to go into the dungeon and then earn loot by killing monsters, and then come back to the town after you go into the dungeon and buy things. And you basically just do this. It's the concept is very simple, but the process for it is actually like quite complex, because everything's randomly generated and no two games are the same. So if you have a bunch of the expansions, you get like, I think you always get 4 mercenaries, 4 weapons, two like randomly determined items, 2 or 3 different spells, and you have to build your deck by buying these. So you buy one of the items, and then it gets shuffled into your deck, and then every turn, everybody draws up to like 5 cards in their hand. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to go shopping this round, or I'm going to go to the dungeon this round, and then you have to beat the monster's damage. But there's so many different ways to like build decks, and like you could just go like all spells and like be able to kill like one monster really, really well. And the point of the game is to earn points by killing monsters, and the game ends when you uncover the Thunderstone, and that's the goal of getting through the dungeon, is to uncover the Thunderstone.
The Thunderstone.
It's wonderful. You all should check it out, though. It's great. Jackson, how was your week?
That's great. I'm graduating soon.
Congratulations.
And, you shit. Oh, okay. You aren't going to cut me off this time. All right. Because that was exactly where I got you when you cut me off last time.
I mean, no one heard you the last time, so I don't believe you actually said it.
We all did. You just didn't, Jordan.
By,
Which makes it even more funny.
by no
Yeah.
one, I mean people that matter.
Damn. That's savage.
Man, Jordan really hates us. But so, I passed a final recently.
Hooray.
Pissed about it. I'm pissed about it.
You're angry about passing a final. Please enlighten us.
Because I got 90 on that final, which led to my final grade being an 89.3.
Damn, that sucks. So you got that B instead of that A, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that is unfortunate, sir.
Yeah,
What class was it?
Data mining. Yeah, it was for a report on logistic of regression for infections in hospitals. It was great, though.
That seems like a complex concept.
Not really. It's basically the way the logistic regression works is that it tries to find predictors instead of associations,
Sure.
which means that you, instead of looking for things that are similar or things that occur together, you're looking at possible variables that might lead to such an incident. For instance, such as being worse than the national average or equal to. So first you run a summary stepwise, and then you just do a proc frequency. However, the data wasn't that great because it was very heavily skewed on the not worse than average side, which meant that I had a technical accuracy of 91%. But this was obviously not true, as I only got a 2% accuracy on the worst. So all in all, the model, while technically correct, was also bad, which is fine for it. But the reason why I got the 90 on it was because I forgot to finish a fucking sentence at the end of the goddamn paper.
I mean, when they say show your work, Jackson, you should probably show your work.
Motherfucker, I show my work like a boss.
Well, regardless, you're still graduating, and honestly, there is not a single person that looks at a GPA after you get out of college, so don't worry about it. As long as you got the degree, that's all that really matters in the end of the day.
And then even then.
Right, and then even then, it doesn't matter a whole lot.
Also, I've been searching for an apartment in Rock.
Nice.
Oh yeah, gonna get
Yeah.
out on your own, huh?
Oh, it's
Not
for
be
my
in a
job.
dorm anymore.
I forgot.
Okay,
What is
well
this?
that wasn't English. Brian, tell us about your week and how it's been going and what you've been doing.
Not a whole lot. Slammed my thumb against the couch yesterday. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Sent Jordan some things about some things. And
Which I glossed over. I haven't really read.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's it's been a nice, easy week. It's been pretty great. I'm enjoying the calmness.
Excellent. Fantastic. For me, I've had an interesting week, say the least. That house that we got approved for, that we were supposed to get the keys for on Monday, turns out when they were doing the inspection on Sunday in preparation for us to move into it, they discovered that it has lead paint. And so we decided that that was not a great idea since we own 3 cats, to have lead painted walls. So we are still searching. There's another promising looking house, but we may end up just waiting till a little bit closer when I'm supposed to move up there, which should be, I would say, in less than 2 months now. So, be moving
Congratulations.
up to Virginia. Yeah, a little bad, little good. I'm glad that we found out about it, so that we could avoid that for sure.
Avoid your cats dying.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Helpful's a word.
In other news, I had a strange experience with games today. Video games specifically. So I was trying to clear up a well, let me just start off by this. So early today I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play some Dota, because I haven't played Dota in a while. I'm gonna play some more Dota. So I got in and I went like 4-0. We just crushed every game. I felt like I was playing really good. Like it was a great day of Dota, and I was like, yeah, that feels good. All right, let's take a break. Let's go clear up some quests in Hearthstone. So I went up and I did a quest in Hearthstone, and then I was like, okay, I also got a Heroes of the Storm quest. And I went into Heroes of the Storm. Now, for those that don't know, Heroes of the Storm is also a MOBA, similar to Dota. And the quest that I had to do was win 3 games. I then went 0-6.
Oh, you stupid son of a bitch.
So it is clear to me that the skills do not transfer quite 1-to-1 ratio. Although I do blame a lot of that on my team, because my teams were just, a couple of the teams were just super bad, just never showing up to objectives. Because you have to be in a different mindset to play Heroes of the Storm. It's a very objective based game, whereas in Dota you can kind of in Dota you can kind of like, there's different
Stop.
there's much more clearly defined roles in Dota than there is in Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm, the roles that the characters have, they don't really matter too much. Like, warriors are generally more tanky, and assassins generally do more damage, and specialists generally have interesting abilities, and supports generally have some way to support their allies. But that's not, like, always a defining thing about the characters. But yeah, no, I just got wrecked every single game. And so by the end of that, I was like, well, fuck this game. I'm done playing this for a while. So that was kind of the gist of how my day went. I would like to wish everybody happy Cinco de Mayo if you celebrate. Fantastic. For either people in Discord or watching. I celebrated by eating some delicious tacos just about 30 minutes ago. So they were really good. Yeah, and speaking of getting eaten, last time on Siege, we were dealing with some...
starting.
Yeah, that was my transition. We were dealing with some perhaps not so friendly entities. And so let me just go ahead and remind everybody exactly what was going on. Let's got this handy dandy map here.
I had a posse.
You did, yeah. You and Kree both had a posse, in fact. I'm going to hide individuals that don't matter in this exact moment.
Alright, so, Erase, can you get Dalton out of here somehow?
There we go. Excellent. Make it a little bit clearer for everybody to see things. So the four of you. Oh wait, I guess this guy needs to go too. Goodbye, Marcus. The four
he's
of
still
you
there.
were
The priests are fighting the skeletons.
correct, but inside the city where you guys don't know about.
I know.
This,
I fought them, didn't I?
nope. You're
No,
fighting.
we're fighting skeletons outside.
Yeah. None of you are inside of the city at this time. You're all
Like, we were
fighting
dealing
in
with
the
harpies,
encampments.
and then out of nowhere, we started dealing with a whole army of skeletons outside.
Oh, okay.
Any hoozle. You guys were, as Dalton said, dealing with some harpies and then also some skeletons as they kind of flocked around you. And the skeletons had caused a bit of chaos among the ranks, but due to the strategic commanding of the three martial individuals, we were able to kind of rein the men in and lead them on some successful charges against them. And the men were holding steady, as it were. So, because, like I said, we have those two players who are removed from this particular combat, not here, we'll just go over very briefly what was happening with them. Arkady had seen this evil necromancer-esque individual who was either imbuing this flesh golem with something or maybe giving it orders, weren't really sure. And he had put an arrow in the necromancer's shoulder, who had like stumbled off and teleported away or disappeared or vanished or whatever. Cast invisibility, who knows. And gathered the attention of the flesh golem, who charged him and smashed down the walls to a building, and then of course inevitably he heard a scream come from inside of the building. So Arkady went in and began to lead the flesh golem on a merry chase. We also had seen Daniela and Aelin, who were locked in the large warehouse barn area, who were also assailed by a flesh golem, and we saw Aelin utilize her class ability, Radiant Soul,
Class.
and become the incarnation of her deity, essentially. And that was a really cool moment, and her and Daniela began to set upon the flesh golem in order to waylay its progress. But let's talk about the four of you real quick. Kree, you were currently leading some of the men with Noct. You had gathered them up around you. Same kind of with Hannibal, you had gathered a few of the foot soldiers still, the ones that had either fallen off their horses or, just kind of come out to see what was going on. You gathered them up, and you guys were assaulting the skeletons, basically, because the Harpies had kind of retreated a little bit into the night sky. And Morella, you had charged into battle, but I don't know if you were specifically were you specifically rallying people around you?
What I did was...
I thought there was something else that you did.
I did my channel. I did my channel, and I feared the skeletons.
Right. You feared the Harpies. Right?
No.
You also
Skeletons.
protected a bunch of people.
She scared.
Because my channel only works on undead.
Right.
that's it.
Right. Yeah, I'm tracking now.
Yeah, and you were also protecting people every round.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
you were
then-
taking the heat off of the
right side.
the groups from these skeletons because you were using your channel divinity. Sick.
Yeah, and then I started going on a rampage, using
Yeah.
my surge and rage.
Yeah,
So-
and Farron, you had feared the Harpies, and that's what made them kind of fly away. And then you were, I don't know what you were specifically assaulting after that, but I'm sure we'll find out on your turn. But it is the Harpies' turn, so I'm going to make another wisdom check to see if they make it into battle. Granted, the effect might have worn off by now, but we'll roll it just for fun. Also because I need to start getting these character sheets up, and it's a good excuse for me to do so. So, do I have them under humanoid? No. Do I have them under mutants and demons? Yes. I certainly do. So let's make a wisdom saving throw. Not bad. So it looks like they're going to return to the battle, although you've given your men a quick reprieve and allowed them to gather themselves. But they are going to come in and begin assaulting them again with their claws and clubs.
Oh my god.
Alright, it's going to be a good day.
Yeah, Jordan's like, alright, boys, you had a good first round. Let's go.
Alright, it's going to be...
Morilla's protecting.
It's going to be... Yeah, you can save one of them, no problem.
Yep.
Let me actually...
Let me just get that real quick.
Okay. Sorry, I need to pull my calculator out. Because I'm using my phone for something else currently. Alright, well...
Looking up interesting pics?
No, actually I'm monitoring chat. Because it's easier to monitor it on a separate device, since I use both of my screens to provide wonderful gameplay for you guys.
Indeed, quite.
And then your men have how much health apiece? No, that's
How
not
are
what
my
I
men
want.
doing?
Well, we'll see in just a second.
Morilla protected some.
Yes, she did, Jackson. You've mentioned that.
I just want to make sure.
That's why
here we go.
That's why I did the class action.
Which one was I using? I think I was using this. Yeah. Alright, so... the men begin to fall quite... They take a hefty blow. So the Harpies have flown away, right? They've kind of retreated from the battle. And so the men have been rallied around you to kind of lead the charge against these skeletons. And while they're embroiled with these skeleton battles, the Harpies have found their opportunity and kind of swooped down and assaulted the men, causing actually quite significant amount of damage to them. I did double crit.
They got a charge bonus against them.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they got a surprise bonus against the men fighting on the ground. And so, while your momentary reprieve was looked well upon, Farron, it seems to not have lasted the entirety, and the Harpies appear emboldened now that they have allies, question mark? Who knows if these two things are even related, right? That's something for far smarter people than us fighting in the battle right now. Which brings us to Noct.
So Noct is just going to be a giant lizard and smash things.
Okay.
That's what Noct does.
But what things specifically is he going to smash?
I mean, there's no harpies, so he's just going to smash some undead.
Yeah, smash away.
He doesn't like the bones.
Or he does and wants to. And also, you are probably wise enough in the ways to know that using his tail against... haha, got you. Sorry, I was laughing at my cat. Using the tail to smash skeletons is probably a decent idea.
Experience is passed on to me. Undead aren't a big deal.
Yep, that's a lot of them. So, you notice their numbers are beginning to fall as well, quite... he kind of cuts a swath around you by swinging his big, massive tail around and smashing a bunch of skeletons to pieces and then tossing them to the side. And when more come up, he spins the other way and smashes a couple more of them, leaving their bones broken and scattered across the ground. Hannibal.
Good job, Noct.
So are the Harpies still around?
Yeah, the Harpies have re-engaged at this point, so you definitely have some available. You could attack either target.
Men, focused on the corpses. I'll handle these winged bitches.
Okay.
I'm gonna focus on them. Move my hex over.
Yep, totally. You just get Hex unless I tell you have to make a con check for whatever reason. Nicely struck. Okay, so that is quite a bit of damage. Let's see what we got here. 14 plus
15.
15,
29.
So 29. Not bad. A few more harpies begin to fall.
Die, bitches. You about to taste the divine wrath of Hannibal.
Yeah, so you pluck 1 and 2 and then 3 and then 4. You're just shooting them out of the sky, left and right.
I'm doing the finger guns.
Yeah, sure. Just pew. Are you making pew pew sounds while you do it?
Fuck yeah, I am. What do you think I am? A noob?
Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, absolutely. Seems great. Farron McCabe. You're slightly removed from the battle, right? You're not quite in the thick of things, I think, at this juncture.
No, I kind of ran up and I've just been firing with arrows.
Right, yeah. You've been using mostly your bow and arrow. So what would you like to do? You have perhaps a few more options available to you than just smash things.
Yeah, but I think at this moment it's still... So, Hannibal's currently screaming out, "Ha! I got 2
Yeah,
of the..."
what color is your Eldritch Blasts again, Hannibal?
They're purple.
Yeah, so you see these purple beams of light, like, shooting out of the sky, like, and again, you guys aren't, like, all, like, right next to each other, right? You're, like, a little distance away in the battle, so you can just see those. You can probably hear Morella screaming from 3 miles away, somewhere off to your right-hand side. And you can probably see Kree, who kind of sits a pretty tall figure atop Nock, kind of, like, splashing through these skeletons at the time.
Feel my wrath,
That's
my
broken bones.
Feel my divine wrath.
So yeah, Hannibal's feeling good that he's killed like at least 2 harpies. Whilst I just scream out, 19!
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to make an inside check on that.
I think in the thick of battle it would be hard, but perhaps next time. Perhaps when you guys are having the conversation afterwards.
But yeah, and then one of the harpies gives a deep gash to one of the soldiers as I help him get back.
Yeah. You know what? I think in effect of that, I'm going to add some health to one of the soldiers. So yeah, you're able to, heal up one of the soldiers. He probably was, like, clutching his chest with, like, a big gash wound with the claw, and you, like, run over and kneel down and just place your hand on him and heal it right up, and you help him stand up, and he pulls out his sword and charges back into the fight. Sick?
I have a problem.
Okay.
You always have a...
Well, we'll see what happens on your turn then.
I can't open my 40.
That's a problem.
My hand's too slippery.
Probably a good thing. Actually, I just realized this guy needs to be back on the token layer because he is the target of my initiative.
Yep.
All right, Morella, it is your turn.
So here's a quick question.
Yes.
How many am I dealing with? Like, how many skeletons are on the
How
side
many
that
would you like to deal with? I'm asking that question because I can make it 100 if you want. Or you could kind of, like, pull back a little bit and only have to deal with some fringe elements.
Well, no, I was, like, guesstimate. Like, is it, like...
Oh, so do you
like
want to make a check to see if you can evaluate the strength of the enemy? Because you'll notice I have a strength of the harpies, but I specifically do not have a strength of the skeletons because they're so spread out and no one has kind of gathered that information yet. But you could could take an action and, like, make a check to see if you can gather the strength of them.
If it takes an action.
It does, yeah. It would take an action to kind of, find some high ground, evaluate the battle. And basically, it's only taking an action because of the time it would take. Not necessarily because it's hard or you're having to strain very much. But that is totally a thing that is available because I want characters to not just feel like they need to swing their weapons and shoot their spells.
Right. The reason why I asked was to determine, like, whether Morella would just essentially she would like to deal with a lot of them on her own and tell the Ben to focus on other things. That's what I was getting at. Kind of like...
So do you want to, like, lead a charge against some and be kind of in the thick surrounded by some of them? Does that make sense? Did I lose you? Can anyone hear me? Hello? Alright, stand by. We're going to figure out what happened. Not really 100% sure. It appears Discord is acting up quite profusely. Stand by one moment. Please hold. What happened here? I think this is a computer thing. It's fine. We're going to get it back up. No problem. It is fine. Drop some frames. No big deal. Apologize. For those of you listening on YouTube, please stand by. We're experiencing technical difficulties. I don't want to lose the VOD by hitting stop recording. I wanted to just record all of this en masse. So we're just going to keep talking so we don't have any dead air, because the worst thing that you can ever do in any entertainment show or industry is have dead air. That's certainly not what we want. Certainly not. So, I hope you all are enjoying this. Ah, yes, we have CMD up. Congratulations. Excellent. La 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 la. Bum 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 bum. Just give us a second. Please just hold on a second. We're gonna get it working now. I'm really, really out of tune. I hope you don't hate me for this. Hello, kitty cat. What do you want? Okay, well, my computer has decided that it, perhaps... Oh, you know what I think this is? I think it might have an overheating problem right now. I think that might be a thing that is occurring. I've experienced this problem before, and typically it means that my CPU is running a little warm. We're getting some hang-ups. And essentially, that just means that I have to put some more thermal paste and reseat the heatsink. That is typically what we have to do. Perhaps clean it out. It's no problem. We're going to be back in just a second. Just a hot minute right now. Just a hot goddamn minute. Bum, 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 bum. We're gonna get it going here in just a second. I promise. I probably should have said just a minute or two. Seconds appear to not be exactly how quickly we're going to do this. It's totally fine, though. No big deal whatsoever. I'm just waiting for things to... Hello?
Hello.
Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
Alright.
Apologies. I think we're still having some minor issues. I think my computer... My CPU is, I believe, a bit...
Shit.
Perhaps running... No, it's actually a really good CPU. I think it's running a little warm right now. It's having some hang-up issues. So, we're experiencing some network-wide...
Dude.
What?
Your mic. It's,
I think that's just you, Jackson.
No, I swear to God I heard it.
I think that's just you,
I mean, yeah,
Jackson.
you might have heard it. That might be a true thing, but it might just be you.
Oh, God damn it.
Is anyone else experiencing this strange occurrence?
No.
Alright, so what I suspect is Jackson has his phone too close to his headphones, which is causing a feedback.
I fixed it.
Okay, good. What was it?
I threw my phone away from me.
Yep. That's what I was literally just saying.
Mm-hmm. But where did you cut off then, Jordan?
So I cut off at... I'm sorry, I was turning on my ping just to make sure this is an internet issue. We don't want to host in control, even though he's pretty awesome.
Jeff is pretty great.
Start.
I don't know him.
Okay, fantastic. Yes, we did it, guys. We succeeded. Welcome back. I apologize. I cut off when I said to you, you said you want to engage more of them yourself and have the men engage something else. And I said, okay, do you want to lead a charge kind of into a group of them so that you can kind of be like in the middle and kind of in the thick of things?
Kind of, yes.
Yeah, because I think it's like it's impossible to be like, men, go somewhere else. I'm going to handle everything by myself. That's not really a thing that's going to happen. There's just far too many
like I imagine
people on
like
the field.
Say a number like if there's like 50 or 60 skeletons, I take 20 dudes and I'm like, all right, fuckers, let's go. We're gonna do this type of thing.
Yeah, so you want to take like your small group and go do a thing. Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to go do?
Smash the shit out of these fuckers. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
I mean, how are we smashing them? I would like to know. But yes, if you want to lead like an elite squad, like find some knights maybe that aren't mounted, because you're not mounted either, right? So like maybe find some knights and some heavier armor, or some of the more veteran soldiers.
And more veteran soldiers, something of that sort. How would you like me to go about that? Like, do I need to make?
You can just do it. Like, it just happens.
Okay.
But I need to know like what your action is going to be, right? Like, how are you going to go smash things, and what are you going to do in order to affect the battle in some way?
Well, obviously, I'm going to lead a charge with attacking individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So that's because I'm still raging. So it's type of
totally
going to smash it. So here we go. So here's the first attack. Kapow. They're frightened of me. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
Yeah, that minimum first fucking damage die roll.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I mean,
Don't you love rage now?
it's only D6. I mean, yeah, that is applying rage. I'm getting a +9 to damage. So, and then here's the second one.
Okay.
So
you go careening into a crowd of skeletons with these men at your back, and you begin, hacking away. Your spear isn't doing great work against them, obviously. You definitely fumble a couple times, and I think you probably suspect that you're affected by that in some way, but you're such a brutal, like, smashing warrior anyway. You probably use your shield to make more kills anyway, as long as you're, like, kind of charging through. But yeah, you're having some effect on them.
Also,
I frightened them. I channeled my divinity.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just frightened. So currently they are just in the frightened condition.
I thought you had
also-
radiant spell. But,
while I'm raging, I can't concentrate on the spell.
Correct.
That's the
also
downfall.
is your spear a +2?
No. I have dueling fighting style, so I add +2 to damage.
Yeah.
I have a lot of like just
When you're only
passive
using the one weapon in your hand and no other
Yeah.
weapon.
Oh, I was confused because I was like, that math doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
How
it
did you
just
roll a
doesn't-
1 and get a 10 damage?
Minimum.
Yeah,
Totally.
it's definitely that's Morella's strength. She just has a lot of like raw power, even if she rolls low. She does a lot of flat damage. But the thing is, she doesn't have a lot of potential damage unless she smites. Then that's a different story.
Correct.
It's cray cray.
Mhm.
So, the skeletons begin to hack. Oh wait, I need to pull up their character sheet. I was like, where are the skeletons?
There's something we mean to ask you, Jordan. When do you put damage against us? When do you decide to roll?
Yeah, so I don't do damage against you guys with these mass battles. It's assumed that you guys are kind of like good enough to just kind of wade through these enemies. If there are any like particularly elite battles, and this is mostly because I don't want to have to roll individually against. I don't want to just assume that you guys are being attacked. It's more a battle of attrition, and the way that you guys lead your allies against these people.
So unless we're going against something special, like a leader.
Right, like a leader battle, like when you fought the Chain Demon, or like,
perhaps a front.
if some leaders pop up in the middle here against you guys, I'll make them roll damage against you and stuff like that.
Okay, so basically it's kind of like we're just laying waste to the mobs, and then every once in a while a berserker or a Hulk.
Right, yeah, it's the moment in the battle when the two duelists face off, right? Like those are the moments where I want you guys to feel endangered. I don't necessarily want you guys to feel like you're being overwhelmed. Now, that being said, like, if your men start to fall rapidly and, like, they start to get the upper hand, yeah, I'm gonna probably impose some penalties and start dishing out some hurt to you guys. But with the battle kind of even as it is right now, there's no need to individually figure out if you guys are taking damage.
Okay, I understand. Sorry, I just had that question.
No, yeah, no, it's totally cool. It is an interesting question.
Now, just send a Mama Kill at Farron, and we can just recreate that whole scene. So, that'd be great.
Also,
so,
FYI, I did send the soldiers out was skeletons, so they'd get hurt.
Yeah, absolutely. They're assaulting as best they can on their turn. So the skeletons, some are still shooting, and some are still attacking with their short swords. Ooh, man! So they don't do a great job in melee. They've kind of been thrown back by all of these like repeated assaults against them. They still do damage, however, just because you can't not hit anything when there's like
Volleys of arrows.
over 500 of them left or something like that. Is it really? Why is that? Everything is showing fine.
I just refreshed, and it's.
Oh yeah, just refresh. It should be up. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And then
Also, would you be okay with me letting somebody attack?
sure, if you want to like run up and if you want to take a hit, just let me know.
Okay, cool.
So you can use Hellish Rebuke and all that other Misty Step and all that other fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it
just
makes
be
sense.
cool.
That is a good point about how I'm doing it.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure that's fine.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
Yeah.
So, you can see, like I said, you can see the power of your men versus like the harpies, and you're doing good against the harpies, but you don't know the strength of the skeletons, so you don't know how good against them you're doing or how this battle is swinging in or out of your favor. Which brings us to Kree.
So, still lots of skeletons.
Oh yeah, there's skeletons in every direction.
How are my creatures coming along?
Good point. I think they come on your turn, I think is what we determined.
Yes.
And I didn't really decide what they are. It seems most appropriate that it might be something. It is 1/8 creatures, right? You know, at one point I did make a chart for Megan, like literally ages ago.
It's a 1/4 or lower.
1/4? Oh yeah, no. Then I think I know exactly what shows up. I think that it is a pack of wild boars show up.
Oh yeah.
And kind of charge into the ranks of the skeletons, because that seems most appropriate. I would assume wolves are probably in a more forested area or something like that, and some of the other stuff. But I think boars are appropriate for this like kind of hilly, almost a little bit marshy area.
Boars are everywhere. They tend to be in places with a lot of.
Yeah, totally.
Crystal want a treat?
So, you make a good point. Let's roll up some boars. Actually, if you want to go ahead and roll it, I don't have a character sheet made for them, but if you want to give them a D20 plus 3 is their attack. Okay.
7.
So they're not going to hit anything.
They'll be right with knocked. It's fine.
Absolutely. So yeah, they come charging, kind of barreling in, and they probably like knock over a few, right, of the zombie or sorry skeletons. But they don't particularly smash through any of them. But they are kind of like, tossing them around a little bit around you. But what do
And
you
then,
want to do?
I'm just gonna strike out with my lance at some more of them. It's not the most effective thing, but I can keep them off of knocked.
It is
Never
not.
mind.
That is not the most effective roll.
But knocked is much better than I am.
Correct.
His tail reaches much farther.
Absolutely. Yeah, he smashes through a couple of them.
And that is Kree's turn. He just likes to see his boars charging on in now.
Okay. So the men get their attacks, and they are going to begin smashing in. Oh, I need to pull them up. With their bows and their spears. Oh yeah, they do begin to smash through some things, and I think they're focused mainly on the skeletons at this point.
Because the harpies are kind of running away.
Yeah, the harpies are still a problem, but they're not as significant a problem as the skeletons at this point. But you guys are doing a number on the skeletons, whittling their numbers down. But I think that all of you would notice that the battle, you are outnumbered. That is certainly true. It's becoming more and more evident that there are more enemy units on the field than there are friendly. But you are still not necessarily like breaking. You're holding the lines well. You're smashing through a fair amount of them. So it might just be a matter of attrition at this point. Also, the skeletons seem far more brittle than your men. Because, you know, they're skeletons.
Good.
So, do I have a surprise for you guys?
On their attack phase, I'd like to let one of them.
You've activated my trap card.
Yeah, you've activated trap card. Yeah, so Hannibal, maybe you're just in the thick of things, and maybe it's not like you're letting one hit you. Maybe one just hits you. So we'll just go with like the short sword attack, right? Which misses. Oh well, that technically misses. Hold on. Maybe you get struck with an arrow, right? Maybe that's what happens. Is as you're kind of like running around, an arrow falls and like hits you in the thigh or something.
Who did that?
Yeah, and you see the fire kind of arcs up through the arc of the arrow and like follows it all the way down and then just like engulfs this skeleton in flames.
Fuckface.
Yeah, like a little ways away, or you know, up to 60 feet, right? That's what the thing is. Yeah, 60 feet away,
like that.
a skeleton just fucking immolates and is no more.
Charge to get you, son of a bitch.
But anyway, about my surprise. So, Farron, roll me a perception check.
Alright.
Perfect.
I'm at the back, so I can see.
Yeah.
what's going on.
And so the other thing is, you see a few things, and they've been doing a very good job at staying hidden. But now that you have kind of a vantage point, you see that just as the PCs can do at certain times, there have been things hunting inside of the ranks of these enemies, and they kind of make their presence known in a big way, and kind of all of a sudden, and we see, you would estimate perhaps 4 or 5 of them that you can see that kind of suddenly rise to the ranks, and you're able to evaluate a little bit better. And
the cave troll.
right, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So just as PCs can do, there have been things hunting you guys. And Farron, I think the first one you see the fire arc come up from Hannibal. And by the way, Hannibal, make sure you take whatever that bow attack was. 5 damage, short bow. 5 damage from the short bow. You see one kind of burst out of a tent, like, and just like go like kind of stomping charge toward Hannibal, who has his like back turned and is distracted. You see one that is charging kind of towards Kree's location. Because Kree is like a big kind of defining target sitting above everything. And Kree hasn't noticed him yet either. And then you hear a roar from somewhere down to your left and behind you. And you see smashing into the ranks of like the back linesmen that you've kind of had in reserve, and headed towards you is one of these creatures. They have been hunting you and will now charge, and they're going to get some attacks. I know that makes you super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, means Mama Bear's gotta go fuck some shit up.
So here's the deal, because it's not like they're going to get up on you right away, and you have a chance to kind of react in this moment, right? They didn't ambush you or something like that. I'm going to give everybody a Kree and Hannibal and Farron. All roll me a dexterity check. Not a saving throw, just the check mark on the right-hand side. And if you beat their initiative, you will get to kind of take a reaction before they charge in and attack you.
Knocked as well, or just Kree?
Oh,
Jesus.
Roll for knocked as well, sure.
I didn't do good on it.
Alright, so, Farron, it's appropriate, since you rolled that 20 on perception, that you're able to identify this. You can take a reaction, which is basically just you get an extra turn, right? You can take an action if you want it to figure out what you want to do against this thing and start the plan. But after that, he will charge in and begin assaulting you. So, like, you could use it to dash away so he can't get to you, or you can use it to, do other things. But it should also be noted that it's kind of you guys versus them, and then the rest of the battle will rage on around you. We kind of get that separate mode where there's not going to be like skeletons fighting you as well, but there's not also going to be men jumping on this thing for you. It's kind of that lull in the mass combat to see the individuals play it out.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'm just going to try to snipe it from afar before.
Okay, so you're just gonna like line up a shot and just take it.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. All right. Well, both of those hit. They don't have particularly good. Resistances or AC. So you pump 17 damage into it, and you see the creature kind of like one hits it probably like this is appropriate, I think. One hits it maybe like in the arm and kind of like lodges there. One hits it like in the neck, and you see it kind of like react to the force of the blow, but it continues just to kind of charge right at you immediately. And yeah, you don't seem to have done a whole lot of to it, and it leaps into the air and brings its fist down to smash upon you. It gets
me time.
It gets 2 of these? Yeah, it sure does.
Hey, Farron, how much arrows do you have left?
Yeah.
I'm probably about half empty at this point.
Holy shit, dude! That's nearly max damage on both fucking rolls.
Damn, you've been fucked up.
Farron, how you feeling?
Come to Mama Bear.
Why am I always the one that gets like hammered from the big scary things charging towards
Just come to Mama Bear. Just come to Mama Bear.
Well, you're not unconscious, right?
No.
You are hurt.
You do seem to have taken some injuries, though.
Could be wrong. You're only halfway.
I'm certainly bloodied from it.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate, right? Like you're just like flinging arrows after arrow after arrow, and it's just like pinging off this guy, and he just like leaps in the air and brings both of his fists down, and you like try and like shield yourself, and you just get batted out of the side and like go tumbling across the ground. as it turns towards you again and just roars and begins charging you again. Kree, Noct has an opportunity to react. You do not, but Noct does, because you tied the... Noct is technically, quote-unquote, part of the PC, so he wins ties.
Wait, could I have used my inspiration?
I mean, sure, you could have, yeah.
No, my inspiration I got from Baron. I never used it.
To affect that, it's any D20 roll, right?
I think so.
Believe so.
Yeah, if you want to use it, go for it.
Oh, fuck it. What was it again?
D8.
Yay!
Jackson, how sloshed are you right now?
Yeah, he's acting drunk.
Sure.
Yeah, so Jackson, you'll actually beat it, so you'll be good to go.
Fuck yeah.
But Noct has a chance to react.
So Noct, probably noticing that I have no idea about this thing, because he's a smart lizard. He's going to take this opportunity and use his mass and strength to try and tackle this thing. And, like, pin it to the ground.
So you want to try and grapple with it?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So you roll athletics, and then I will counter with athletics or acrobatics. It appears athletics is the thing that I want to roll. Wow, it's going to be hard to beat. Yeah. So Noct is able to kind of, like, maneuver it and pin it down to the ground. And you kind of, like, the sudden reaction from Noct kind of jars you off of your, like, off of balance, and that's why you don't get, like, an action. But on its turn, it's going to attempt to break this grapple. So roll another athletics.
Against Nox +9.
Yeah. So Noct is, like, standing on the chest of this thing, and it's like lifting Noct up, but Noct is able to, like, shift his weight enough to keep it kind of pinned to the ground.
Alright. Go Noct.
Cool. Hannibal.
Yeah.
Through some stroke of fortune, perhaps you hear Farron scream in the distance. And you turn, and at the last moment you get a reaction as this thing is, like, bringing its fist down upon you.
Oh, just blast it away, because I can push it back 10 feet.
Sure.
Am I able to get Hex on it, or not?
No, not with the reaction, I think.
Okay, so just shablow and kablam.
Yeah. No, you strike it and just blast it back 20 feet, and it skids to a halt.
Sure you want to do that, boy?
But you notice something as well. Your force attacks, they hit the skin of the creature, but you don't notice nearly any damage done to it. And it begins to charge you again. But I think that with your movement as well, you can probably stay out of reach of it for now.
Yeah. Could I make a check? See what kind of creature?
Sure, Arcana.
Arcana. Sure, don't
You
know
have
it.
no clue. It is a monstrosity of garish proportions.
Alright, I'd like to use Grokken's axe on it.
Sure, you can pull it out, no problem.